Hello and welcome, this is AgentXP, and welcome back to my Minecraft Survival Let's Play. And today we are going to venture out into the great unknown. We have built our starter house, we found our first diamonds, we've done the normal survival type things to build ourselves up and set ourselves up for the series. So today we are going to venture out into the great unknown and we are going to see what biomes we have near our base. I'm going to start by making my way towards that section of savanna, as that area of land looks pretty interesting. So we have some high ground there and a rather impressive looking lava fall to the left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to venture into the middle of the savanna and we're going to see if we can spot any different biomes on the other side of the savanna. So let's make our way up this hill and take a look around. There seems to be more desert on the other side. That's a shame, I was hoping there might be something exciting. But we'll persist for a bit and let's hop up this hill and we shall see if there is anything else on the other side. Nice bit of coarse dirt there, that might be useful for building. Some quite interesting floating islands in these biomes also, and the acacia wood will be useful for future projects also. I really like some of the land formations in these savanna biomes. They can be pretty interesting. So make our way around here. I can see more desert, yes, definitely more desert. So I'm going to keep going for a bit and see if I can spot anything else. Donkey! Hello! He's cute. We'll have to find a saddle to tame him though. Aw, I like the donkeys. And over the crest of that hill, we found ourselves a mesa biome. Oh dear, I just fell in a hole. That was a bit clumsy. I'm glad there wasn't lava in that hole. I'd have been in trouble then. The perils of exploring in Minecraft. So yes, we have found ourselves a mesa. And I'm really excited about this. It looks like it's a big one. And mesa is quite a rare biome. And it's definitely one of my favourites, along with flower forest and jungle. Obviously there is lots of clay here that we could use for building, but I kind of don't want to spoil the terrain too much because I really love these mesa areas. They are so colourful and so impressive, and they remind me of Monument Valley. I'm quite a fan of a good western, so it might be quite fun at some point to try and build a western type town out in this area. That could be cool. So I don't want to spoil the terrain too much. And if we can find ourselves a horse, that would be even more exciting. It would be a cool place to come and ride the horse. So here I am going to make myself a boat because I think the best way to get an idea of the scale of this mesa biome would be by water. So I'm going to sail around the edge of it and we're going to get an idea of the size of this biome. It looks pretty big and I'm very excited about that. Something I should also mention is that we are now in a later snapshot. We're in 19W14B, as that snapshot was released prior to the filming of this episode. And looks like we have a shipwreck here. Let's go and explore, shall we? I'm going to leave my boat here and we're going to swim down and see if we can find any cool stuff. We still have a fair amount of daylight left, so we're okay. Let's dive down here and see if we can find a chest. Yes, lots of carrots, and we actually don't have any carrots yet, so that'll actually be useful. And wheat for bread and some suspicious stew. That's a new 1.14 thing. And quick, come on, let me out, quick, I'm drowning. Quick! Whew! That was close. just going to quickly eat something and fill up my health, and I think I'll make a door before I go down next time, as that way you can create yourself an air pocket. That's a way of surviving underwater when you don't have water breathing potions. And all that for poisonous potatoes. I didn't even realise what those were when I picked them up. I did not need to get those. Those are pretty useless. So I'm crafting myself some doors, and now we can dive down into the depths and see if we can find ourselves some more chests. There should be 3 in total in a typical shipwreck. So here we found the buried treasure map chest. That's quite often a thing in a shipwreck, and this is the goodies chest. No diamonds sadly, but we will take the iron and the lapis and the emeralds for sure. And whew, that was close too. Now that we have our goodies, I think it's time to set off again, and it's starting to get dark, so I think it might be a good idea to moor our boat and put down our bed and sleep real quick while we're near land. So let's do that here. While we're on this section of Mesa, we might also have a quick explore in the morning, as I think I spotted a spider spawner, and that generally means that there is a mine shaft nearby. Yep, that's a spider spawner. And if there's a mine shaft, there is likely to be gold and other goodies. So I'm just going to make myself a stone sword, as you need a sword in order to cut cobwebs. You can't cut cobwebs with an axe. And for anybody wondering why I haven't made myself a sword until now, the reason for this is I generally use an axe, as an axe has a higher attack value than a sword. It is slightly slower, but the axe is actually more powerful, so I tend to favour the axe over the sword. It's just in circumstances like this you need a sword to cut cobwebs. So I'm just making a stone one, and we're clearing out the spawner, and we're going to disable it by placing a torch. We don't want any cave spider spawner nasties. So I'm just going to have a quick look around this area, and we'll take all the string. That'll be very useful. And we're going to see if there's any surface gold around, as one of the features of these mesa biomes is that there tends to be gold very near the surface. That is one of the reasons why I was so excited to discover a mine shaft. And here's a chest. Well, we've got some rails here and some iron. I'm going to get rid of those poisonous potatoes, we don't need those. And a name tag. Now that'll be useful if we tame any animals. And I'm also going to grab all these rails. So I'm going to put down some water, as that's the quickest way to clear all the rails. And you can just pick them up without having to mine them all individually. And I like to gather rails because when I come to make a serious mine shaft, it's a really good way to travel from one end to the other. Let's just get rid of the spider. Thankfully he's not a cave spider, so he's not going to poison us. Ouch! Skelly, I was too slow putting up my shield there. He shot right through it. So I'll just dispose of him and collect up a few more rails. And let's use our water bucket. Oh, there's a creeper. Quick, I'm just going to back away. It's quite difficult to back away with all these posts and cobwebs. He's going to blow. Yep, put the shield up. Whew. Well, he didn't do too much damage, that's good. And we can collect up the clay, that's going to be useful. I will... Oh, there's some gold. And a zomble. Let's put a torch down, and now he's stuck in the cobweb so he can't get us. That's good. Let's make the immediate area safe, and we can grab ourselves that gold. And also the rails, I'll keep collecting those. More rails, lots of rails, and the mine shaft emerges in the open again here, and there's more of it over the other side of the valley, as well as another spawner. So, bit of a cave here, just one more corner, and there's nothing down here, so let's go back up and grab that gold. So emerging on the other side, let's go and check out this side of the mine shaft. And we're just going to drop a torch on that spawner. We can reach the one side, as we don't want it spawning poisonous spiders if it gets dark. So let's just have a bit of a look around this side. More rails, lots of rails, and there's nothing in the way of ores in this tunnel. But we can go grab the rails, they will be useful. And let's go take another look over this side. I do like this little river valley. That could be turned into something quite cool later on, I think. Oh, more gold. This is looking good. So I'm going to light up this area and then we can grab the gold. This will be really useful. Gold can be used for golden apples and powered rails. Oh, and those are two things we're probably going to want later on. So I'm just going to light up the cave and defend myself from these two zombies. There we go. There's more rails that we can pick up here. And more gold. This section of the mine shaft is very generous when it comes to gold. So we're just going to grab all of the ore and more mine shaft. Wow, we're going to keep going for a bit then and explore this section. There is yet more gold. We are going to be rich after this. Even more gold. If only diamonds were as abundant. So I'm going to carry on grabbing all the gold. More gold. This is a big vein. So we'll just grab that. And then we can emerge back in the open. And it's starting to get dark. So I think what we're going to do is place down our bed. And I'm not quite sure where I left my boat. I'm always doing this. So I will land at a location and go off and explore, and then I will leave my boat behind, but it doesn't really matter. I have spare wood, I can make another one. So I'm just going to hop onto this section of rock here, and I'm going to place a torch and place down my bed. Once we have slept, I will craft another boat, and then we can continue to explore. My goal here is to determine the size of this mesa biome. So I want to sail all the way around it in order to see how large it is. And that's an interesting looking cave under that rock. And another shipwreck. Also, this mesa goes on for miles. I think this must be one of the biggest I've ever seen, which is so exciting because it's really not that far from our spawn. So we can get here pretty easily. And in the future, I definitely want to build something in the mesa. I think that would be so cool. So let's continue to row around the mesa, and it just keeps loading in. This is just huge. Pulling up the coordinates, I have come quite a long way from spawn, and we still have mesa, although I think we're beginning to reach the end of it now. Another shipwreck there on our left, and there's more on the left, although I think that's only a small amount attached to another piece of land. So we have an oak forest there on the left, that's good to know. But I expect there might be one nearer our base than this, but it's still good to know what biomes we have nearby. So I am just gonna peek around one more corner, she says. I love doing that. And oh, there's a sort of bay here. So I am going to leave my boat for a second. We are just going to take a quick peek over the crest of this hill, and let's see what biomes lie above. I'm just going to pick up my boat this time. I think my inventory might be full, yeah. I'm just going to throw away the kelp and pick up my boat this time, otherwise I know I'm going to lose it again. And I don't really want to have to make another one. Hop up here, and there's a spruce forest ahead. Now there may be one closer to my base, but just in case there isn't, I'm going to go and grab myself a spruce sapling, as it will be so useful for building. And do you see what I see? There is a village ahead. Of course, we have to go and check out a village. And and lots of villagers running around, and I think this might be the first spruce village that I've ever seen in 1.14, so this is going to be so cool. I'm just going to grab these pumpkins as we can start to grow our own pumpkins back at our base, and that will be so cool. So I'll grab those. Hello, villager. That is such a cool looking house. I love the updates that they have made to this, and I've forgotten what that's called. It's not a grindstone, it's called something else, but I am going to grab one as there are two, and this might be quite useful. Oh, hello, sorry. I know I'm pinching your workstation there. And apples. We're going to pick up some more of those. We don't really want the obsidian. We will grab the iron though. I love the sound the villagers make, and we have to ring the bell just once. Such a nice sound. I love the bell. So let's go and peek inside a couple more houses. I really like the wooden shutters. There's a guy peeping out there. Hello. Don't worry, I'm not a pillager. While I am here, I think it would be a good idea to grab a spruce sapling, as if we chop down the wood and continue to explore, by the time we've finished there should be a sapling. Hello, Golem. Don't worry, I'm not a threat. I'm not going to hurt the villagers. He's got a pet dog as well, it seems. There we go. Let us go and grab a sapling, and I need to make some space for it. And let's have a bit more of a look around. I don't think this is a very big village. It's quite a small one. There aren't that many houses, but we can still go and peep inside a couple more. Hello, villager. Oops, I can't get in there. Just chop down the leaves. And let's see if there's anything cool in here. Some bread, we'll take that, and potatoes. Also some of the new berry bushes. I'm going to take those, as those will be cool. And what I'm going to do, because my inventory is pretty full, I'm going to leave one or two items behind in that chest, and if we ever return here we can pick them up once again, but they are things that we don't really need. And it's turning night time again, so I'm just going to make a note of the coordinates of this village in case we ever want to return here. And after a quick sleep, I think it's time to head back. But before we do, I think there's one more house. Yes, we have some more potatoes and some more berries in here. We already have pumpkins, so we'll leave those. So let's make our way back to the coast. And I think it's about time that we returned home. So we're going to hop in our boat and sail back past the Mesa biome. I'm going to go the way we came. I'm not going to go around the other side of the Mesa because my inventory's full and I really think it's time to head home. We can always explore at another point. And that is the big rock that we can see from our house, and there in the distance is our base. Home sweet home. And I've just organised my chests a little. I've made a new double chest above the bed, and we have deposited our items. And I think what I'm going to do now is plant some of the pumpkins that I found. So I'm going to make the farm a bit bigger. I've also got more potatoes, so that'll be cool. Very soon we will be able to start growing ourselves lots of potatoes, and that's a great food source. So as I said in the first episode, I'm trying to remain vegetarian for the start of this series, so I will be able to grow myself lots of potatoes, which make baked potatoes, and they're a very good source of food. So I'm just adding in some more water sources in order to better irrigate the crops. Oh, it looks like I have created myself a unintentional XP farm here. Ow! Those are husks. They like to spawn in the desert. They're a different type of zombie. Not quite sure what that effect is that they've given me. I'm going to need to look that up. But it seems that the mobs cannot cross that moat that I've dug. So kind of the idea behind that is in big country houses in the UK, they have these things called ha-has. And they basically allow the garden of the house to back onto fields without there being a fence in the way. There's basically a massive ditch that animals can't cross. So I've created something a bit like that here, and we can go ha-ha at all the mobs that can't cross it. That can't cross the ha-ha. Quite funny. So I am farming some more crops. I did have a bit of an incident with a creeper here, so I had to repair this area where you see that water hole. And there's an Enderman. Let's see if we can get him to come over. Yep, he's angry. Whoop. Ow! Oh, this was a bad idea. I shouldn't have tried to fight him. I'm used to diamond armor. Ah! Oh no! My XP! No! I've lost all my XP. That is bad. I did not mean for that to happen. That was foolhardy. I should not have done that unless I had full health. Agent. Now I'm going to have to gain all my XP again. And I was so near to getting 30 also. That's bad. Oh well. We live and learn. Is that Enderman still around? Maybe I can just get an Ender Pearl from that. I hope I do get an Ender Pearl now after all that. Ah! He's a tough cookie. There we go. At least I did get an Ender Pearl for all my trouble. And we have lots more husks. Oh well, I should be able to build up my XP fairly quickly. Downside of the one-click wide mode is that they can reach you across the moat if you're not careful, but I think it's quite an effective way of keeping mobs out. The reason I had a creeper there is because I hadn't lit up the area well enough, so I've been going around spamming torches and... oh, more pillagers. They seem to like this area. I guess it's because I'm quite close to the village. So I think we're going to have to go and deal with those guys, although I am not going to hit the guy with the banner, because if I do I'm going to get the bad omen effect, and I'm very near the village, so I'm just going to shoot these guys with a bow that I claimed. A skeleton dropped it. Very useful. Ow! I'm not taking nearly as much damage from these guys now that I have armor though. I think the reason I died to that Enderman is because I tried to fight him without having full health. And I think I picked up a crossbow there. That's cool. No, you're not coming in here. He's not shooting me though, so I can just leave him be. And I shouldn't get the bad omen effect if I don't kill him. I'm not particularly keen to try that until I have a diamond armor at least, because I think those waves of pillagers can be pretty intense. So that is where I'm going to leave it for today. So we found ourselves a really cool Mesa biome, we explored a spruce village, and we have expanded our farm. And I've got loads of arrows sticking in me, that looks funny. So if you enjoyed, please do like and subscribe, and I will be gauging the interest in this series by the number of views and likes and comments I get, so this will partially determine the frequency at which I release episodes for this series, and I'm really hoping that people like it, as I'd like to build some cool stuff in the future. So, this is AgentXP, thank you for watching, TTFN.